Good Lord. Welcome to A Late Show. I am your host, Stephen Colbert, and how lucky I am to be your host. Which show we got tonight? We got our old friend, Neil deGrasse Tyson, plus Golden Globe winner, John Batiste is going to perform. How do we get that guy? Unbelievable. I'm in a good mood tonight because after a long, hard year of COVID, things are finally starting to look up in that cases are going down. And this afternoon, President Biden announced that after the FDA approved the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, there will now be enough vaccine available for the entire adult population in the United States by the end of May. May! Yes! I could kiss that man. By the end of May. Some states have decided that it's all over. For instance, just a few hours ago, Texas Governor Greg Abbott seceded from reality, tweeting, "I just announced Texas is open 100%. Everything. You hear that, immigrants on the border? The governor said it's open. Come on in." He went on to tweet, "I also ended the statewide mask mandate." That's right, no more masks in Texas. So if they see you with a bandana over your face, you would better be robbing a stagecoach, mister. The order increased the permitted capacity of all businesses to 100%. But Abbott later tweeted, "Today's announcement doesn't abandon safe practices that Texans have mastered over the past year. Instead, it's a reminder that each person has a role to play in their own personal safety and the safety of others." Sure, just like removing all the stop signs from a four-way intersection is a reminder that each person has a role in not plowing into each other. It's not just Texas. Yesterday, Massachusetts announced the reopening of restaurants, movie theaters, and roller skating rinks. Roller skating rinks? Are they reopening the state in 1956? Say, youngsters, come on back to the malt shops, the drive-ins, and the garage where you fixed grease lightning. See you all at the sock hop. Be home by 10, or the Ruskies win. New York State is now allowing the reopening of large event venues and amusement parks. So have some fun at Coney Island, New Yorkers. If you step on a syringe, remember to try to find a second one to step on in 28 days. But all these states may need to slow their roll, according to CDC director and guidance counselor telling you SAT scores aren't everything, Dr. Rochelle Walensky. Yesterday, Dr. Walensky issued this warning.
Now is not the time to relax the critical safeguards.
Okay, but can we at least relax our sphincters? Because mine's clamped shut so hard it started grinding. My doctor says I need a night guard. I'm pumping out diamonds. Why? That's too far? That's too far? In the rough. In another buzz-shackling interview, Dr. Walensky said that she gets it.
Together, we have the capacity to avoid another surge in our nation. I know people are tired. They want to get back to life, to normal. But we're not there yet.
Okay, counterpoint. How about now? Oh, we're there now? Because our scientists are starting to sound like parents on a long road trip. I know you kids want to get home, but it's just a few more miles, okay? And you jumped out of the car. Tuck and roll! Tuck and roll! But here's the thing. It looks like the director of the Centers for Disease Control might know a thing or two about controlling diseases, because while the numbers are looking good, they're about the same as they were last summer. And last summer was no picnic, in that I did not go on any picnics. But normal life is out there somewhere waiting for us. For instance, in Israel, Royal Caribbean has become the first company to offer fully vaccinated cruises. Hell yeah! Cruising's back, baby! And thanks to the new vaccinations, you don't have to worry about the coronavirus. Just kick back, relax, and enjoy diarrhea and a hypnotist show on a floating shopping mall that you can't escape. Like royalty. Vaccinated or no, sharing a buffet with hundreds of strangers in close quarters right now is pretty much the least appealing cruise I can imagine. Okay, I stand corrected. Sorry. Plenty of people are very interested in hitting the open seas because apparently round-the-world cruisers are selling out more than a year in advance. Though it could just be people are willing to pay for anything that means they won't be stuck inside in a year. Hey, 12 months from now, how'd you like to roll down a steep hill in a garbage can? Take my money! That was two different characters, by the way. Now that we know the vaccines are working, they've become extremely valuable. In fact, Interpol is warning of a dramatic increase in armed robberies of vaccine shipments. You can learn all about it in the new video game, Grand Theft Auto: Vial City. You can understand why these vials are a crime target. On the dark web, COVID-19 vaccines are already selling for $200 per dose. Now, before you try to score some pure uncut VidVac on the street, it might be hustled by a different name. Fizzball, Dr. Fauci's mask loosener, Crackstrazeneca, Johnson & John Smack, and riding the white ribonucleic acid-based immunotechnology. To protect the precious cargo, vaccine trucks are now unmarked and have truck drivers with a panic button on the dashboard to alert headquarters of any danger and a kill switch that can shut off the engine if the truck is hijacked. And if all that fails, the trucker can always pelt the thieves with a Gatorade bottle full of pee. Of course, armed robbery is not the biggest threat to getting everybody vaccinated. Misinformation is. That's why today, Twitter launched a 5-strike system to ban users who spread COVID-19 lies. 5 strikes? Is that a thing now? Please tell me baseball isn't getting longer. Here's how she works. Every time you lie about COVID on Twitter, you get 1 strike. 1 strike, no account level action. They just remember you did it. 2 strikes, 12-hour account lock. 3 strikes, 12-hour account lock. 4 strikes, 7-day account lock. And finally, 5 strikes gets you a permanent suspension. So they've settled on the tired parent punishment method. Billy! Billy! You spray painted the cat? You do that 4 more times, mister, and you're in big trouble. Okay, keep spraying. It's only your 2nd time. Daddy's taking a nap. Keep spraying, buddy. Speaking of consequences, there could be some on the way for New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, seen here with his right-hand man who might destroy his administration. Cuomo is facing calls to resign from members of his own party after 2 women accused him of sexual harassment in the workplace. But it turns out that wasn't exactly accurate, because he was also doing it outside the workplace. Yesterday, a 3rd person, Anna Ruck, accused the governor of making an unwanted advance at her in 2019 at a crowded New York City wedding reception. According to Ruck, while speaking with Cuomo at their wedding, he put his hand on her bare lower back, and when she removed his hand with her own, he placed his hands on her cheeks and remarked that she seemed aggressive. Okay, so if he thinks protecting yourself is an act of aggression, that does explain the safety signs in Cuomo's office. In case of fire, just let it happen, or you'll look like a pushy dame. But it gets worse, because reportedly, Cuomo then asked if he could kiss her, loudly enough for a friend standing nearby to hear, and loud enough for the friend to photograph it. Okay, she looks creeped out, and he looks creep. It doesn't help that he's the color of Hellboy. He looks like on the RSVP, he skipped chicken and fish and selected flesh of the innocent. Oh, there's big news from the literary world. Dr. Seuss Enterprises, the company that's charged with protecting Dr. Seuss's legacy, announced this morning that 6 Dr. Seuss books will stop being published because of their racist and insensitive imagery. The books in question are, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, If I Ran the Zoo, Scrambled Egg Super, McGillicuddy's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, The Cat's Quizzer, and Green Eggs and Matt Lauer. After reviewing the contents of the Dr. Seuss catalog, Dr. Seuss Enterprises made the decision to cut out certain books, saying in a statement that ceasing sales of these books is only part of our commitment to ensure Dr. Seuss Enterprises catalog represents and supports all communities and families. It's a responsible move on their part. There hadn't been an earth-shattering outcry, but they recognize the impact that these images might have on readers, especially kids, and they're trying to fix it because Dr. Seuss books should be fun for all people. Black, white, straight, gay, Sneetches, both star-bellied and plain, Loraxes, Barbaloots, all the Who's down in Whoville, and the strange, angry creature named Foo-Foo the Snoo. And it's especially important to be responsive like this because Dr. Seuss has also so many books that are lovely and teach vital lessons that resonate to this day. Horton Hears a Who is about listening to underrepresented voices. The Butter Battle book teaches tolerance. The Lorax teaches environmental ethics. And Hop on Pop warns against the dangers of pop hopping. The next thing the pops might be is aorta. And I can understand why they're pulling a small number of his books. If I Ran the Zoo shows racist depictions of Asian characters, saying they're from countries no one can spell. So China, too difficult to spell. But Sola Salou spells like it sounds. The Dr. Seuss folks listened to criticism, thought it was reasonable, and made what's called a change. Or as it's known on Fox News, cancel culture.
Dr. Seuss essentially has been canceled.
They want to cancel Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss should not be canceled in your home.
There's no place that they won't go. They're canceling Dr. Seuss from reading programs. I mean, these are books. I literally know The Cat in the Hat by heart without the book there.
I'm not surprised Don Jr. loves Cat in the Hat. I've always believed he can read at a second grade level. Also, I think his dad calls him and Eric Thing 1 and Thing 2. But if you're worried about these children's books being removed from the shelves, we here at A Late Show have just the book for you. It's Oh, the Books You Can Read. Ahem. Ahem. So the book news you heard today just got your goose, and now you're defensive for old Dr. Seuss. If you find that your bookshelf just got a little bit duller, consider these kids' books from people of color. There's lots of new stories you might find quite good, like Imani's Moon by Janae Brown Wood. Want more suggestions? No need to keep hoping. Just pick up Firebird by the Misty Copeland. And this one right here is the real McCoy. It's Tomisha Booker's great book, Brown Boy Joy. There's a whole range of books that will make you feel merry, like this one called Hair Love by Matthew A. Cherry. There are so many stories, a whole great assortie. It's fun to read books written after the 40s. So don't be so cancel-y, culture-y, whiny. Read these books after pulling your head from your hiney. We've got a great show for you tonight. I'll be talking to astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, and later a special performance by our friend John Baptiste. But when we come back, meanwhile, I'm gonna check this one out.